Hello, everyone. It is the final day of the craziest months in video game history, I think. It's February 28th. It's Monday. Let's get some news going. We don't have too much going on. It's been a while since we've done one of these, thanks to Elden Ring taking over my life and probably yours as well. But there's a little bit of news, so we can jump into it. The Mental Health Foundation is asking the video game industry to do more for its players' well-being. The group issued 5 recommendations for game makers today after conducting a research project in which it followed 24 gamers' playing habits for several weeks and asked them to keep daily logs on their gaming and mental health. They are as follows. I really wonder if they would release what games they played. Anyways, these are the 5 recommendations for the gaming industry. Tackle harmful behaviors and toxic communities. Tackle discrimination by ensuring that there is a meaningful inclusion and representation in the design of games and in the industry. Embed mental health content in games. Raise awareness of mental well-being in the gaming community more broadly. And help players game more intentionally via design features. Okay, anyone that plays League of Legends is looking at it and being like, what the fuck are you talking about? For everyone else, it makes a lot of sense. Continuing our WTF news of the day, opening this up, this issue of episode of JPNN. The U.S. Senator of Wisconsin, which is where Raven Software is based, Tammy Baldwin, addressed a letter to Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, and also sent this to the Microsoft CEO, I do believe, as well, asking Bobby Kotick to, quote, negotiate in good faith with Raven Software workers. The full quote was, I urge you and the management at Raven Software to negotiate in good faith with the workers and suspend any efforts to undermine your employees' legal right to form a union and collectively bargain, Baldwin wrote to Kotick. If you want to read the full thing, you can go over to GameIndustry.biz and check out the story there. Kind of wild. U.S. senators jumping in. Got to get those votes. We'll see if anything comes from that. Speaking of Activision Blizzard, I combined Blizzard and shareholder. A shareholder has filed a lawsuit against the game publisher and its board of directors over alleged Securities Exchange Act violations in its proposed plan for its sale to Microsoft. The lawsuit, filed by shareholder Kyle Watson, was filed in California on Thursday, the 24th of February. In it, he states that it is unfair for a number of reasons, one of which lawyers said is that the board is looking to, quote, procure for themselves and senior management significant and immediate benefits. Duh. The lawsuit calls into question potential conflicts of interest, specifically that the deal is, quote, not in the best interest, end quote, of Activision Blizzard, Watson, nor the company stockholders, and, quote, will produce lucrative benefits for the Activision Blizzard officers and directors. It's also referenced the, quote, golden parachute of some of the executives, like Bobby Kotick, would receive should he be fired. I don't think that's going to have any. I'm not a lawyer, but who asked? Who cares? I don't think any of that's gonna. Seems kind of random. Over in Japan, the Tokyo Game Show, for the first time in 3 years, will be back as a physical event in 2022, ranging from September 15th to the 18th in Chiba, Japan. The new theme for 2022 is, quote, nothing stops gaming. not bad. Over these past 2 years, this is a direct quote from the organizers. Over these 2 years, various fun events disappeared from our daily life, but games still lighten up our days. Games will continue to brighten up the days of everybody now and forever. This year's theme implies such a strong determination. Let's open the gate to the forefront of games, give courage and enthusiasm to everyone. Show your love of games to each other. Let's dive into the heart of game craze. Let's do it. Let's play some Elden Ring. I agree. Tokyo Game Show folk. Probably we'll see Final Fantasy 16 there. We'll see what else. Tokyo Game Show is always a fun time to see what comes out of that. NetEase has announced that it has reached $13.7 billion during 2021. $9.8 billion of that is attributed to online game service earnings driven by Naraka Bladepoint and, of course, everyone's favorite, Harry Potter Magic Awakened. Nintendo has acquired long-running partner studio SRD CO Ltd. What is that? SRD Company Limited, I think that's a weird company. The deal is expected to close on April 1st, 2022. There's no sum disclosed for how much they purchased the company for. According to the official notice, the acquisition will, quote, strengthen to serve the management base of SRD and secure the availability of software development resources for Nintendo. Very Nintendo thing to do. Don't Nod, of course, the developers behind Life is Strange 1 and 2, are planning to release 8 games between now and 2025. Only 2 of them have been publicly announced. It is publishing the Danish studio Portaplay's Gerda Aflame in winter, and a new title from Studio Tolima, along with working on 6 other in-house projects. The Don't Nod Business Review for 2021 provided hints on the remaining 6 projects. They also said that it wants to strengthen its production capacity in the action RPG segment of the industry. In order to do so, the company will launch a new production line dedicated to this segment and ramp up the development of Project 8 with Focus Entertainment. Don't Nod's Montreal location is working on a multi-project division focused on creating strong narratives. Probably another Life is Strange, maybe. The minds behind Life is Strange will be in charge of it. Probably another Life is Strange. They also might continue looking externally for new collaborations, possibly publishing titles from other studios. They're doing pretty good. Life is Strange 2 was fun. Was fun playthrough. And also, it's not done, right? I don't think it's a done thing. I think only episode 1 is out of that. Or maybe episode 2. I forget. I did a sponsor stream for it. It's the one where the music didn't play in the singing parts. Bandai Namco came out and announced during a press release that it's raising its basic salary for the company, for the employees, by around 50,000 yen per month, which works out to be around $5,000 per year. In addition, the starting salary is increasing from around $2,000 to $2,500. Press release says that this is in line with Bandai Namco's new, quote, Connect with Fans mission, part of which involves promoting diverse human resources in various fields. Cool. Good. PC Gamer talked with Gabe Newell over there at Valve about the Steam Deck last week and asked him if Valve is interested in its own subscription service or whether we could see Game Pass games on Steam in the future. He gave a pretty interesting quote in response. He said, quote, I don't think it's something that we think we need to do ourselves, building a subscription service at this time. But for their customers, it's clearly a popular opinion, and we'd be more than happy to work with them to get that on Steam. He also offered up a pretty interesting quote to Eurogamer regarding the Steam NFT stance. This is a fun quote. The things that were being done were super sketchy. And there was some illegal shit that was going on behind the scenes. And you're just like, yeah, this is bad. Blockchains as a technology are a great technology. That the ways in which has been utilized are currently all pretty sketchy. And you sort of want to stay away from that. We have the same problem when we're accepting cryptocurrencies. 50% of the cryptocurrency paid for transactions were fraudulent, right? You look at that and you're like, well, that's bad. And then cryptocurrency volatility meant that people had no idea what price they were actually paying. Yes, they were anchored to a cryptocurrency, but most people's wages are not in cryptocurrencies. So they're like, how come I just paid $498 for this product? And if the answer is, that's what happens when you have a highly volatile currency that you're paying for. That's like today you paid 99 cents for it. Tomorrow you're going to pay $498 for, and people that make people, and for people that makes them super cranky. So it just wasn't a good method. People who are currently active in that space are not usually good actors. Gabe Newell. Dishing out the quotes. Jumping into more game-specific news, Knockout City is going free to play as EA is no longer going to be publishing it, and the developers, Velen Studios, will start self-publishing Knockout City starting from Season 6. I thought the game had a pretty good launch. I wonder what happened to it. Boca Game Studio, has released its first part of a question and answer session with founders featuring CEO and creator, Keiichiro Toyama, creator of Silent Hill, CTO and game director Junya Okura, and COO and producer Kazunova Sato. In the interview, the creators discussed their inspirations for the December 2021 announced Slitterhead, the horror game. We saw that at the Game Awards, I believe. Gameplay, inspirations, downloadable content, indie life, creatures, combat, and more. You can find that over at gamatsu.com. Digimon Survive. Shout out to the one fan of Digimon in the chat earlier today, which is a visual novel game / tactics game, which was announced in 2018 and is set to release in 2022 after being delayed back in 2021, has had change in development teams, and thus the production time had to be readjusted according to producer Kazumasa Habu. The original developer of the game was Witchcraft, not actual Witchcraft, the company Witchcraft. It now seems to be Hyde. Hyde has worked on games like Rune Factory 5, Olympia Soiree, Code Realize, and Root Letter. It's been in development hell for a while now. Hopefully that game comes out. The next Digimon story game, which was first confirmed in December 2017 and last mentioned in September 2018, remains in development and will be set in the digital world. Of course it should be. With a story themed around Olympus the 12th, Digimon Games producer Kazumasu Habu confirmed during a Q&A at Digimon Con 2022. I didn't even know that there was a Digimon Con. There you go. There you go. Yesterday, the Pokemon Company announced that the next-gen Pokemon game, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, will be coming out later this year. They also announced a free update to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is out now. Scarlet and Violet, by the way, if you didn't see, there's a 3.5-minute trailer. We'll be watching that on Wednesday's trailer time. It is another open world game, much like Arceus. Arceus? I think it's Arceus. Grim Dawn, for any PoE fans out there, probably have checked out Grim Dawn or at least heard of it, announced on February 25th via Twitter that it's now sold 7 million copies. Game's doing pretty well. Congratulations to those devs. Evo announced that it will be hosting its own show. Wait, hold on. Let me reread this. Evo announced that it will host its announcement show. There we go. On March 8th at 5 p.m. PST for Evo 2022, stating that it will be showing all of the games that will be happening at the event. However, in the announcement of the announcement stream, they straight up said, for the first time since 2007, Super Smash Bros. Will not be a part of the event, as Nintendo does not want to be a part of it. I get it. Also, Evo's owned by PlayStation now, so yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think Ludwig, popular streamer, is going to be hosting his own tournament or some shit like that, so most people will probably go over there. Elden Ring ran into some PS5 patch issues. This has been fixed as of today, but essentially, if the PS5 console is unexpectedly turned off while playing a game or in rest mode, save data may not be saved correctly. A spokesperson for publisher Bandai Namco stated they were aware of the cause, or at the time, they said, we were aware of this cause of the issue and working on a patch to correct it, but until the patch is released, please save your game manually by exiting and closing the game regularly. I know a handful of folk lost a lot of save data. Popular streamer Bike Man lost about 10 hours the other day. Whew, I'm glad that's been fixed. Speaking of Elden Ring, that game's selling very, very well. All of the stats around it are kind of crazy. It's the biggest Souls game launch at boxed retail as of right now. And some stats for day one on Steam, it peaked at 765,000 players versus the 130K for Dark Souls 3 and 125K for Sekiro. It's the number 7 player count of all time on the platform. On Twitch, it peaked at 910,000 concurrent viewers. Sekiro had 280 for reference, and Dark Souls 3 had 276. And it's the number 16 highest game of all time on Twitch. It's a lot of players. Congrats. They continue the top of the list with the top sellers on Steam, with the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, and the number 5 places here on the week ending February 27th, 2022. Number 4, by the way, Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, Deluxe Edition. Regarding PlayStation Now and Xbox Live Gold with games, we've got more games coming up. Shadow Warrior 3 is coming out on PS Now. Crisis Remastered, a game called Relecta, and Chicken Police Paint It Red. As far as Xbox Live Gold games with gold, we've got The Flame and the Flood, Street Power Soccer, Sacred 2 Fallen Angel, and SpongeBob's Truth or Square. You can head over to blog.playstation.com or news.xbox.com for more information on those titles. Square Enix has apparently filed a trademark for Gex in Japan a few days ago. It has done the same in Europe last year. Do we really want a Gex game? I don't know. Maybe Zeke does. Maybe Zeke's stream skyrocketed the popularity of that lizard. Maybe he's coming back. Who could say? Sony's Uncharted movie is continuing to do very well. 226 million worldwide at the moment. I wonder if we'll be doing more of those. The CEO last week already said that it's a great franchise. Could have, a Nathan Drake to continue the franchise, though. Speaking of weird movie game things, Peacock has ordered a Twisted Metal series, a comedic half-hour live-action adaptation of the popular video game. It gets weirder. Anthony Mackie, who you might know from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier or the MCU in general, will star and executive produce the project. It's written and executive produced by Cobra Kai writer Michael Jonathan Smith, who will serve as the showrunner. Not done. Will Arnett and Mark Foreman, who secured the rights to the material and helped put the adaptation together, also executive produce via their Electric Avenue production company. I mean, Twisted Metal had some comedy, maybe, but it was real dark. That game is a real nightmare of a scenario. They've got some good names tied to it. Hopefully it comes out and it's not just a steaming pile of shit. Batman comes out this week. The internet and the world is going crazy for Robert Pattinson. In an interview, Pattinson was joined by Zoe Kravitz. They're talking about the new movie. And Pattinson was talking about Final Fantasy VII and mentioned how he was in love with Eris Antifa. You can find that full interview on the internet if you want to. He tries to explain it to Zoe. Man, I hope that Batman is good. According to Daniel Ahmad, who is a senior analyst as Nico Partners covering the video games market in China, India, MENA, and Asia, Mihoyo, the developers of Genshin Impact, led a $65 million funding round in the Shanghai-based Energy Singularity, which is a company involved in nuclear fusion technology, tokamak devices, and operational control systems. Okay, stay with me here. The company is planning to build its own tokamak device by 2024. Lu Wei, the CEO of Mihoyo, said that controlled nuclear, I like how I'm saying that, fusion is an exciting technology, that the commercialization of the technology is just beginning. Energy Singularity has staff from Shanghai Jiaotong University, which is the same one that Mihoyo founders attended. Is Genshin Impact about to destroy the world? Is that what's happening? Is Black Mesa Mihoyo? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. It's wild that they're going to have a tokamak device. That ends the news for the week. Let's jump over and look at releases. February is over. Crazy month. March is looking pretty strong as well. Monday, today, Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons is out. Shout out to anyone playing that. Shout out to Kojak, one of our mods, for playing that. But we also have some other games coming out. LX2 releases tomorrow. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous has its console release coming tomorrow, as well as Shadow Warrior 3. Babylon's Fall is shipping on the 3rd later this week. Gran Turismo 7 on the 4th. Triangle Strategy ends out the week with bigger releases also on the 4th as well. It's going to be an interesting March. Some big games come out. We'll be following all of them on JPNN, Trailer Time, and probably playing a handful as well. That'll do it, though, for JPNN today. Thank you guys for listening. As always, feel free to drop comments, feedback, what you like, what you didn't, all that and more. And also feel free to subscribe, like, and do all that YouTube stuff if you so desire. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you on Wednesday for more. We're out of here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.